are a week and a day away from the start of WrestleMania 37. Get the cat excited. Sam, Adam, news. Let's take a look at the headlines. There have been major changes to WrestleMania 37 plans. We have details on Vince McMahon's reaction to Riddle's Raw botch. And we've got an update on Triple H reportedly saying that NXT were bullied off of Wednesday nights. We'll tell you more soon. As I say, 8 days away now from WrestleMania 37 Night 1, and a few of the matches that were surely originally planned for WrestleMania have been bumped off the card, resulting in a very super special edition of SmackDown on next week's Go Home show. It's being branded as a special WrestleMania edition of SmackDown, featuring 2 matches that surely would have taken place at the granddaddy of them all. One, which is a WrestleMania staple. First of all, on that show, you're also going to see Roman, Edge, and Daniel Bryan addressing the audience ahead of their triple threat title match at WrestleMania. Don't worry, that's still on the card. However, the tag team titles no longer are. Sam?
Yeah, so we have a fatal 4-way tag title match that surely I thought this was going to be happening at Mania, but we've got Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode defending against the Street Profits, Rey and Dominic Mysterio, and Chad Gable and Otis, which, I mean, I've been saying this for a while now, but the SmackDown tag titles, they just feel like an ancillary thought. There's no real point to them. It doesn't matter who holds them, because Rey and Dominic and the Street Profits and whoever else, they'll always get more coverage. It's just very odd. But on top of that, we have the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, which is what? Like on SmackDown?
Part of WrestleMania.
On
it's
SmackDown?
Part of WrestleMania. It's absolutely bonkers, isn't it? We got to make clear that these 2 matches were never announced for this year's WrestleMania, but you always got to believe that the armbar is going to be there, and you would believe that the SmackDown tag team titles would have been part of those plans. But no, the participants have been announced for the armbar. We've got Akira Tozawa, Angel Garza, Cedric Alexander, Drew Gulak, Elias, Eric, Gran Metalik, Humberto Carrillo, Jackson Riker, Jey Uso, Kalisto, King Corbin, Lindsay Dorado, Mace, Murphy, Mustafa Ali, Ricochet, Shelton Benjamin, Shinsuke Nakamura, Slapjack, T-Bar, and a returning Tucker, of all people. So there's a few big names there. You got Shinsuke Nakamura, you got Jey Uso, who has just had the best year of his career, been doing some incredible work, obviously, with Roman Reigns. And then in the tag match, you got bloody Rey Mysterio. I wonder if this means that they're not getting their WrestleMania payday, because it's not on the event. I'd be interested to know.
Could you imagine?
Well, that's the part of the reason that they love doing these big multi-man matches at WrestleMania, is because everybody gets a few extra quid for doing it. So I'd be interested to know that. But a few interesting participants in that armbar. Obviously, you've got Cedric and Shelton, recently split from the Hurt Business. So it looks as though they're just being thrown in there with now to do. I doubt we'll see any real storyline progression in this. You don't tend to. Tucker, obviously, who's not been seen on TV in forever.
Quite some time, yeah.
and so, it's a weird one. You know what? I would have thought, like, even Corbin might have made the WrestleMania card. I'm not, like, a massive fan or anything, but they like him, don't they?
Well, yeah. It's just been... It's been very odd anyway with Corbin, because we've had him pop up on Raw, and it's... Yeah. It's all
over the place. It's all over the place. Who are you predicting? Early predictions. We're not locking this in or anything.
Early predictions for the armbar. I mean, are we gonna have to include this as a traditional part of WrestleMania in our general predictions anyway?
No, I don't think so, because it's part of SmackDown now.
Keep talking while I have a look down the list. I think I'm gonna go for... I don't know why, but not Jey Uso. Maybe I'll go for Drew Gulak.
I was thinking Drew Gulak. Yeah. That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
It's That'd like be nice the armbar's a bit of an inconsequential.
It never helps anyone.
Yeah,
it never helps anyone.
It's like a big trophy and a big moment and a bit of a pat on the back, and they never really capitalise on it. So I think it'd work well.
I might go with Mustafa Ali. I think
that's a really good shout
for this one.
Yeah,
it could be Jey Uso, but it's sort of. This sounds horrible, but it sort of feels below him at this point. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
him being in that match. is a weird one. Moving swiftly on, we have details on Vince McMahon's reaction to Riddle's botch on Monday Night Raw. So this was a weird one. If you've not seen it, we'll recap it really quickly because I'm sure you have seen it. He was doing a backstage bit with Asuka. It looked like he had forgotten or flubbed his lines, and then he laughed and just sort of wheeled himself off on his stupid little scooter. It was then reported that this was all part of the plan, and it was part of the show, and it was meant to happen, and this might be a new element of his character. Well, Brian Alvarez has now noted. He says he hadn't fully figured out the story because the story he was told doesn't make a lot of sense. None of it does, Brian. Don't worry. The story I was told was that when he was told it was, he was told it wasn't live, but Pritchard and Vince McMahon saw it and just laughed and laughed and laughed. So if it was live, you can't redo it. So they don't know if it was a pre-tape or not. Brian doesn't know if it's a pre-tape or not. Right. But the fact is that Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard absolutely loved it, which to me once again indicates that we're probably going to see more of Riddle being a silly sausage.
It sounds like something that would happen. If you listen to Pritchard's podcast, he speaks a lot about these happy little accidents and just sort of going with things when everybody back there finds it funny. So I think, we might see more of it, but the fact he just went, I'm sorry. and then there's just that awkward moment, and he just rode away.
Wheeling out of frame just slowly.
Just imagine that being your character. So your character's just looks off to the middle distance and just goes.
Well, they've done it. They've done it before, haven't they? Obviously, with botches being turned into a gimmick Shockmaster, most famously. Yeah. I hope that doesn't happen to Riddle, but it makes them look so poor, doesn't it? I think they commented here, never mind the fact that it makes your promotion look like World Championship Wrestling. It's all about entertaining themselves. Well, forget it. As long as Vince is having fun, then who cares?
If he's a stoner, they can slot it in, can't they?
I guess so.
Yeah,
he's
there you go. His lines. Nice
and
easy.
We'll see. So we've got an update to this story that Triple H has said that they were in a backstage meeting with NXT talent. That Triple H has said that they've been bullied off of Wednesday nights by AEW. So the original quote was from Dave Meltzer. And the quote is, if the team meeting before the show tonight, the team meeting before the show tonight about the move to Tuesday. So they started talking about how 6 years ago at WrestleMania 31, the little NXT promotion sold out a show, and look how far we've come since the San Jose show. And they've always been on Wednesday nights, and then the competition came to their night and tried to bully them, which, by the way, is the opposite of what they told the talent 18 months ago. So that's directly from Dave Meltzer.
Yeah.
But then he's given an update on Twitter saying, in last night's description of the meeting with Paul Levesque with talent, while the description was largely what was said, 2 people have now said that the bully line was never said. So apparently he didn't say it was...
We weren't bullied. We weren't bullied.
It's not fair.
We weren't bullied.
Tony Khan came
and
gave
him
a wet willy and a flushy. A flushy? Is that what it's called?
Just head first into the toilet. Give him a little nuggie.
Oh, I love a nuggie.
Oh,
do you remember Grandad's?
No.
You knee someone in the side of the thigh, so they walk like an elderly person.
What did we call that? I can't even remember. It was named after an alcoholic drink. We had
a Foster's.
Yeah, that's it. It was called a Foster's. I think it was a whiskey maybe, but you just knee somebody as hard as you can in the side of their knee or like just on the thigh, and it would kill.
Interesting. Anyway, right, it doesn't matter all this because the Wednesday Night War is all over. Who knows if Triple H said that they were bullied or not? But according to 2 people who were there, from Dave Meltzer, the bully line was never said. So that is your lot for wrestling news today. In fact, it's not, because we'll be back with another video a little bit later. Sam, anything to plug?
It's War Stories this weekend. There you go.
Last one of the season.
Last one of season 2. It is an interesting episode. It's centered around Brett's 20-year deal. That's the first time I think that's been revealed. So have at it. But there's a playlist up right now. If you haven't caught any of them so far, or you're behind by a couple, make sure you get them watched ahead of the final episode this weekend.
Lovely stuff. I'll be live on Twitch tonight at 6 p.m. with an NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver full card playthrough. And keep an eye on the channel this Sunday because we've only gone and bloody done it. We have ranked every single WrestleMania match ever. 383 of the bastards. It's going up 7 p.m. BST we're on now. 7 p.m. BST on Cultaholic. It's real. It wasn't an April Fool's.
Nope.
It's happening. We almost died doing it. Please watch it. Turn your ad blocker off. Have fun. See you in a few hours for a little bit more news. Take care. Bye-bye.